Third video, same day. This time I'm going to talk about the reaction my family had when I came home with my septum pierced. Because before, when I came home, I had the little silver one in, and it was shiny and silver. So, like, the first second I walked in the door to my mom's house, she was like, "What is that in your nose?" Because I was, like, I bent down on purpose to play with the dog and everything, because I missed him, but I just wanted to see if she would see it. But she saw it shining and everything. And what was it? My brother wasn't home. He was at my cousin's house for a few days, so he didn't see it for a while. But when he came home, he was getting ready to go right back out with his friends and stuff. So he was playing with the dog. Then he looked up and he was like, "What is that in your nose?" And I was like, "I got it pierced or whatever." And then he gave me this weird look. It was really funny. But the funniest reaction was my great uncle on Christmas. I think he's 80 something, but he doesn't look it because we age well. But it was hilarious. Like, he gave me the weirdest look. Like, he just stared at me. Plus, I had these crazy yarn braids in on top of these, which made them super huge because my little baby locks are already pretty thick. And they weren't twisted, so it was really big, and I needed a lot of yarn to cover them. One of my cousins called me Kuta Kente or something like that. It was funny. But he kept staring at me and telling this story about how, like, they would put metal on pigs' noses and something when they were rooting in, like, the field. And I don't know what that means, but he kept saying it. And then later on, my other cousin came in, and she had the little thing right here. It was too funny because he went in on her too about the sticking pigs and the noses and everything. But hers looked nice. It looked really big though. I didn't know they looked that big in person. Like, I thought they were just tiny. But maybe it's because it was silver. But I'm not sure. It was hilarious. And my aunt, when I went to her house, she didn't say anything really. It was like, "Oh, when did you get your nose pierced?" Because she didn't. I saw her on Thanksgiving, and then when we came back, when I came back that weekend, we took my, what is it? She's my great aunt on my mom's side, or on their dad's side, whatever. My granddad's sister. We took her to lunch, and she's funny. I don't think she said anything about my nose. Wait, no. She did. She looked at me and she was like, "Oh, did that hurt?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "How do you blow your nose?" Like, that was the funniest question ever. And I didn't even know because I hadn't blown my nose since I got it. But I think it was like the next day I really blew my nose to see if I could do it because I kind of needed to. But with this one, it's way easier because it's so, like, close in here. Like, the other one, it's just stuck out, kind of. So it was in the way, and I had to push on the balls. But I could push in on my nose with this one and do it fine. Then I just wipe and everything. But the overall reaction was funny. My friends, when they first saw it, I had it flipped up so it looked like a booger, and I was standing above them. So my friend Tyra gave me this crazy look too. But once I had it down, it was legit. It was fine. Because when it was up, it looked crazy. And it was hanging a little bit and it just looked stupid because it was so small. I don't know. Um, this girl stared at me on, what was it, Monday? After my first class. I went to the bathroom, came out, she was going in, and she gave me this stupid look. Like, she was just staring at my face. I don't know why. It may have been because of my nose. She may have thought I just looked like a boy. I don't know. I've gotten that since I was little because I don't really have many feminine features or curves or whatever, but whatever. Um, what else? I showed my friend Daniel. He said it was cool. I don't think I showed any of my other friends. Well, no, on Facebook, this girl from my high school, she has one. And it was cool. Like, septum buddies or whatever. And, who else? Um, I don't think many people really notice it. Especially on Facebook, because my pictures, like, they're so far away it blends. And I take most of them with photo booth, whatever this is, over by my window. And it's really bright, so it shines. And it's like, it's not there unless you really look at it. So it's pretty cool. My French teacher on Monday when I first saw him, he was like, "Oh, what is that in your nose?" And I was like, "A ring." And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have that out by the end of the semester." And no, I'm not. I'm gonna have my retainer, and I might have it up in hiding by the end of the semester, but I'll pull it down for sure because I'm not hiding this. It's stupid. Like my cousins, a couple of them have their tongue pierced, and they wouldn't tell their parents. Like they just hide their tongue or whatever. And if they said something, they just blow it off. But I'm not gonna get something and then try and hide it. Like I guess my uncle doesn't know, my great uncle doesn't know that I have tattoos because he's against those too. But he hasn't seen them because mine are up high because a lot of people don't like them or they look at you like a little, I don't know, crazy vandal because you have tattoos and they think you're gonna ink your whole body. And I want to have sleeves, but that's a different subject. Um, but yeah, I love my tattoos. I need to fill in this space because it's ridiculously big, like crazy, and it's really masculine, kind of. But I don't care. I still want stuff that's a little bit more feminine. So it's like, oh, you have a whole little piece there, not just a big one and then a little diamond for space. I'm not gonna get anything like basic, cause it's too much. Like I wanted stars before. Stars are basic. I hate freaking butterflies. Like the look of them when they're flat and not realistic. It's not cool. Um, I wanted a red flower, but I don't know. The only one I can think of is a rose, and those are pretty basic too. But it doesn't really matter. If I like it and I make up my own story, it's not that basic and it means something. But yeah, reactions are pretty funny when you get tattoos and piercings. Like my tattoo, this little one, I got this the day after I turned 18, and I was going to this little family lunch that we were having that day too, and I had the bandage on it and everything. And the bandage was really big compared to this. Like it was all up in here and stuff. So people thought it was really big, but then I showed them after dinner because it'd been an hour and I could take it off. And it wasn't that big. It was like, oh, that's small. That's okay. My mom, when she saw the one on my back, like she didn't see it at first. I was laying in my bed on my face thinking of how I was going to sleep that night because I usually sleep on my back. But she didn't see it. Then I went to the bathroom and I was cleaning it because it was an hour after I got it done. And she was like, oh, what is that? Or when did you get that? And I thought she was going to smack me in my back or something because she ran up to me all quick. But I just cleaned it and I had her put the little ointment on after. And she went ham on the ointment. Like, it was greasy and nasty. I had to wipe it off or pat it off because it was way too much. Like, that stuff would have lasted forever. But after I got this one up here last year during school, I used the same stuff because I didn't want to go and buy some stupid A&D or whatever that is. Because the stuff they gave me was like Carmex, sort of. And it worked really good. So I used that, but then I let my friends use it. Because the way I would do it, I wouldn't like double dip my fingers or anything nasty like that. But I don't know what they did, so I think I threw it away because it seemed contaminated after that because I let my roommate use it and then one of our friends on our hall. Uh, I want to go back to the place that I got the little diamond and the one on my back when I get my next ones because they were more professional, I guess. Like, the shop was legit. It was tile floors, everything. Pictures, portfolios, all that stuff. Little people coming in and out, questions and stuff. And it was better. But the one I got this up here, I got it near my school and it was cheap. That's where I got it. This one was 75. The first one I got, this little baby thing, was 80 freaking dollars. Like $80. And the one on my back, it's the word Serenity, and that was 75. So I thought getting this for cheap. Sorry, I'm pushing the computer. It says it goes all the way back. Live on the edge of kindness. It's from my grandfather. Because he passed away last year, like before Christmas or around between Christmas and Thanksgiving. And at the funeral, his girlfriend's son said they used to call him Edge or something like that, and it was a really cool story behind it and stuff. And it was something about he was always on the edge of kindness or living on the edge of kindness. So like I like that, so I got it a few months later. But yeah, the place I got this one. Oh, It was not, I didn't like it. Like, I had to go there 5 times before I could get, like, to walk in and do it. They had all these stupid appointments. They only had, like, 4 people. They had carpet in the place. Like, in the waiting area, there was carpet. And there was a fish tank inside the, what was it? I don't know, the desk where the cash register is and everything. There was this fish tank, and it looked ratchet. Like, it was nasty. I don't know if they cleaned it. And the doors would not swing closed like normal. They would sit open. People would walk out, think they're going to swing back, and leave them open. And then flies were in there flying on the windows. And the nasty freaking mutant bugs that came out like last year. I've never seen those before. They're so nasty. Everybody calls them stink bugs, but I never smell them after somebody kills it. I don't know, but they're disgusting. They make noise. They're big. They're loud. Hate them. They were in there crawling on the windows and stuff. And after I got it, I was like, I'm never coming back here. Shit was just, oh my gosh. And he put like saran wrap on it, and it was bleeding. Got blood on my North Face. Had to wash it, but I didn't wash for a while. But it was nasty. And like my other ones, he put, I think it was like gauze and then some tape, and they didn't bleed. Like this one bled, and it was freaking me out. I don't know. It bled. I'm not sure if it scabbed up because the stuff I used, the Carmexy stuff, it made them not scab. So I was like, okay, they don't scab up unless you have cheap ointment or whatever. But yeah, I need more. I need to think of some ideas or draw something up because it would be really cool to get like a doodle or something that I do all the time and put it on my body because that would be legit. And I have some ideas. That might be another video later on tonight or tomorrow. Yeah. Well, another reaction. I'll do this quick. When I told my mother that I was locking my hair, like it was, I guess maybe a few days after I decided, or a week or something. She asked me all these questions like normal people, like, oh, what do you do with those? How do you wash them? What do you do? Like, how does it make the lock? Oh no, you can't wash those. That's nasty. Blah 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 blah. So that was it. And everyone else was like, oh, okay, whatever. My aunt was like that, but my aunt kind of helped me out because they go to the hair cuttery back home and get their hair done and everything by this lady. And the lady that does their hair had done some woman with locks hair. And mine were pretty dry back then because I was being a loser and I wouldn't condition them. But she gave me this leave-in and shampoo and conditioner and some other stuff. My aunt bought it for me too, so that was cool. And it was a bunch of money because it was like Mizani and this other thing called It's a 10 or something. That's almost gone because it's really small. It needs more, but yeah, it worked well. And I think this is a really, really long one for me. And a lot of fast talking and a lot of my list. So yeah, that's about it. It's my reaction to video from my new things, I guess. Oh, wait, one more. When I first went natural back last year, what was it? 2010. Yeah, early 2010, before I graduated high school. It was before prom and everything. I think it was maybe like May when I went to my hairdresser and had her cut my hair off. But she put a freaking texturizer in, and the front of my hair was like straight, and then the back was normal blackness and curl and whatever. But then this was straight and it would stick up and everything. But that one was good. Like my little brother, he thought it was cool because no one in our high school had gone natural. It didn't start like that yet. But this girl that graduated the year before me went natural after she went to college and everything. So it was cool, and she was one of my little inspirations and everything. But I did it. He thought it was cool. My friends thought it was cool. Like, the little straight part was okay for prom and stuff because I wore it out. But after, like, it was July 12th when I went to the hair cutter and got that straight crap cut off my head. And then that's the day I count from. But I think that's my last reaction. Yeah, so this is really long. I'm not going to do any editing, so bye. Thanks.